Hi there, Christy here with Practically Perfect Painting, Crafts, and Events. Tonight we are painting pieces for our interchangeable truck. Thanks for painting with me. Here we go. Alright, so here we go. We have our little wooden cutouts. They will all fit into our interchangeable truck. So some of you guys have painted this with me at public classes, but I wanted to offer a little kit to get you through the summertime with your pieces too. So we have our back piece, our little license plate, and our summertime tailgate. So right away, let's go ahead and get started painting some of these watermelon pieces, right? So I'm going to take them apart. All of my cutouts are done with a Xtool S1 40-watt laser, and these pieces are specifically a 1/4 inch, right? So we have little score lines. These lines on our piece are called score lines. We are going to start with our pumpkins. So I have some paint on my plate here. I have this light green, I believe it's called Wild Wasabi from Folk Art. Then we have some dark green, some Christmas red. We have light brown, dark brown. We have some white, some golden yellow, and some black. So I am going to start with that Wild Wasabi. And we have two separate brushes that come in the kit. So we have our husband brush, and then we have our baby brush. Both of these will be in the kit. If you would like to purchase a kit, you can find it on our website. I will have the link down below. I'm going to start with my watermelons, and I'm going to just do one coat with my square brush. Just painting right over top of these watermelons with this light green. I love this green. So we'll do the top two. We're just going to come down just a little bit. There we go. So we have our 3 watermelons painted. How cute! I love it. Alright, the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to pull apart the watermelon fruit from the watermelon rind. And I'm just going to give it a once over of that green as well. And we'll set it aside too. Now the next thing I'm going to do, I'm going to pick up this little piece. I will clean my brush out here. And for this piece, I'm just going to paint it a light brown. And we'll go back in after I'm done here, and we'll antique it up a little bit. Just like that. Just give it a nice coat of light brown. I think I'm going to leave my little watermelon sign that'll go on top of my crate. I'm just going to leave it that color. But I'm going to take some of that light brown, and I'm just going to go in and paint this box a little bit. We don't have to be too particular in painting the box because we have that piece that's going to sit right on top. But just something like that. Now I'm going to clean that brush out again. And I have all of these super cute little ants. Look how cute these guys are. I love them. I'm going to give them a coat of black. Just a little black ant. We'll sit it down. We have 3 of them. Another little black ant. So cute. I love that these guys were part of the file, because what is a summertime watermelon picnic without little ants? So cute. Alright, now I'm going to clean that brush out again. All of my paints I'm using tonight are acrylics, which means that they don't come out of fabric. So beware. If you purchase this set as a kit, that is what comes in the kit. You will get all the paint that I use tonight. So I'm just picking up some of that red. I'm going over my watermelon slice. And I will plop that down, sit it to the side. Cleaning my brush out again. And now I have all of these super cute little flowers, these little daisies. So I'm just going to plop some paint on here. These kits are super easy to paint. Just like a little puzzle, we're painting all the pieces, and then in the end we'll put it all together. Painting these little flowers. So cute. Alright, now I have my tailgate and I have my license plate. So I think I want to do my tailgate green. We're going to make it kind of like the watermelon rind here. So I'm cleaning that brush out from the white. I'm picking up that light green here, and I'm just going to give it a once over of that green. Such a good springy green. We're going to do some fun stuff with this piece too once we are done with this first coat business. So for those who don't know me, maybe you're just finding me, my name is Christy. I've been doing paint parties and things like that for the past 5 years. It's been quite the ride. I have so much fun doing it, but I wanted to offer something online for my girlies who like to buy the kits from me for the projects. So I figured I would start up a channel and have all of my videos of me painting here where they can come find them, or maybe you found me this way too. Super cute. So I have that done. Let me clean my brush out again. Now I think on my little license plate here, I'm going to do the opposite. I want to do some red on here. So I'm just picking up that bright Christmas red. This red is from Hobby Lobby. It's my favorite kind of red. It's hard to find a good shade of red. This one is called, let me get it here. Oh, it's just called red. How convenient. It's so good though. I genuinely love this one. It's really bright. Perfect for all those like red Christmas trucks and all those Christmas pieces, and obviously perfect for watermelons as well. So I'm going to clean my brush off again. Now I want to show you guys something pretty neat, how we're going to do a little gradient on our summertime sign here. So for my gradient, I'm just going to pick up the red on this husband brush, and I'm going to come in and we are just going to slap it on there. We're going to go about halfway up or more, whatever makes your heart happy, honestly. I'm not here to judge. And I am patting this on so you guys can see we are laying our brush horizontal in our hand and we are patting that color on. Patting it on. Giving that word some pats. Here we go. Just like that, right? Doesn't have to be perfect, okay? Now I'm going to rinse my brush out. And I have a good bit of paint on there. I'm not sure if you can see it, but it is globbed up in certain areas, and that's okay. That's what we want, right? Now, while that is still wet, I'm going to clean my brush out, and I'm going to pick up some white. Then with my white, I'm going to come in on top. And I'm just going to keep patting that around here until I almost get to that red. We're not going to blend it into that red yet, right? We're just almost getting down into that red. You can also do this with a makeup sponge if that is easier. Some people don't like the sponges. Okay, so we are globbing that on pretty good too, right? Perfect. So we have white on top, red on the bottom. Now I'm going to clean my brush out again because I do not want all of that red. And what I'm going to do, I'm going to start coming in and brushing my brush back and forth, right? Back and forth. And I'm going to come right down on top of that red where those two meet, and we're going to marry those colors together. We brushed back and forth, blended that out so y'all can see we have a nice little gradient now. A nice gradient from the white to the red, that little bit of pink in the center there. Perfect. That's exactly what we want. So I'm cleaning my brush out again, and now I have the word sweet, and I think I'm going to do a gradient with this as well, but this time I'm going to use green. So I'm picking up my dark green first, and I'm going to come in on the bottom. We're going about halfway up, just like we did on the word summertime. We're coming halfway up. Perfect. I'm going to clean that brush out. And then I'm going to pick up my light green, flip it around. We're just going to pat some light green on here. Now you guys can see I got a lot of paint on this brush. Now I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to clean my brush out. And I am going to sweep my brush back and forth. Right in the middle to make a perfect little gradient of color. Love it. Alright, so I'm going to plop that to the side over here. Now that I have a first coat on all of my pieces, I'm going to go back through. So we're going to start with our watermelons. And I'm going to pick up that light green again. And I'm just going to go over top of those melons. We want to get a pretty thick coat of paint on here. There is no right or wrong way to doing this stuff. If you think that there's a right or wrong way to doing this, I want you to completely throw those thoughts out the window. Okay? None of that matters. We're just having a good time. Just throwing some paint on some wood. It's just some paint on some wood. That's it. Not a big deal. So I have my watermelons coated with a second coat of the light green. I'm going to plop my brush in my water over here, and I'm going to pick up my itty bitty baby brush. We love her. She's small. She gets into good details, right? Does our letters for us. I'm going to pick up some of that light green. I'm going to plop it on my plate. And I'm going to pick up some of that dark green, and I'm going to plop it right beside it. I'm going to mix those two together. We just want something a little darker than what we have, a nice in-between. And I am going to quickly just run over all of those lines, tracing them out. It doesn't have to be perfect. This is what I mean. These projects are like almost foolproof when it comes to painting, because everything is mapped out for you. Just going right over top of those watermelons. If they fade out a little bit, that's better. We like that. So cute. Oh, I love it. We're going to go right around this way. Tracing over all of these little lines. If you made it this far in the video, drop down in the comments and leave me a watermelon emoji. I wanna see who's made it this far. Crossing over, doing this last watermelon. One more little line. Perfect. So cute. Love them. All right. Now I have this little, our little rind that came off of our watermelon. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to do a second coat of green, the light green on here. Just going right over top. And I'm going to come in with some of that dark green. And I'm just going to go right around the outside. I'm going to try to blend them together. I think I went a little too far, but that's okay. Because I'm going to I'll pick up some of this light green on my brush, my baby brush, and I'm just going to come in on the other side. Just want it to be a little bit of like a two-toned moment. Come in. There we go, perfect. I like that. I like the way that looks. So we'll go ahead and set it to the side. And I have this tailgate piece. I'm just going to do, I want to do a second coat of green on it. As you guys can tell, I am a messy painter. I paint fast, but I am sloppy. Just getting some good coverage right on this little tailgate. Just like that. Now I'm going to clean my brush out. I'm going to grab a paper towel. Clean my brush out, dry it off, and I'm going to pick up some of that dark green, and we are going to dry brush some dark green on. So I have dark green on my medium brush, my square. I'm just going to use my paper towel, get some of that paint off, and I'm going to come in on my tailgate, on the edges of that tailgate. I'm going to pick up some more, do the same thing, wipe it off on my paper towel, and just quickly pull some of that in. We're going to come in from the top and the bottom. I love doing this, adding some of that like distressing type texture on the corners, pulling that in. And when I do this, I want you guys to look like up close. So I have my brush. I am taking it and I'm flicking it from the edges over top of my piece. And that's what's pulling that color in. Okay? Very cool. So now I'm going to do a second coat of red. On my watermelon, picking up that red. I could have swore that it was called Christmas red, but I guess not. And we're going to go over our little license plate again. Smooth it out. Alright, now I want to dry brush my little ants, so I'm going to pick up some white, and same thing. So I have my paper towel, I'm picking up that white paint on my medium brush, and I'm just going to flick a lot of that white paint off, okay? We don't need a whole lot of paint for dry brushing. That's the point. So here's my little ant. I'm just going to pull in a little bit of white on him. Just around the edges, top and bottom. Nothing crazy. Top and bottom. Just like that. Top and bottom. Alright, now I'm going to clean that brush out, and I have some dark brown on my plate. I'm going to do the same thing with it and this little crate that our watermelon are sitting in. Okay, so I'm going to, I have this brown, I'm going to pick up some of this brown. I have my paper towel. I'm going to flick my brush back and forth on my paper towel, get a lot of that paint off. And I'm going to do the same thing. I'm just flicking my brush in on the sides of this little crate. Go the whole way across. That way we get some of that good texture in the middle too. You guys can see what that does. Just makes it look rusty dusty, right? Set that aside. Now I have one more thing to do, I think. A couple more things. And we will be all done. We'll give it some time to dry. So I have these little flowers. On my little flowers, I'm going to take that yellow, and I'm just using the back end of this medium brush, my square brush. And I'm going to plop little yellow centers for my flowers. Plop little yellow centers for my flowers. Just like that. Super simple. Super easy way to get those dots on there. Now the next thing I want to do, I have this little license plate. I am going to do the same thing but with black. Just some little black dots. Just like little watermelon seeds all over that little license plate. Alright, so I think we're pretty much done with painting. Let's let it sit for a second and we will come back and glue it together. Alright friends, we are back and we are ready to glue together. Okay, so I have all of my pieces laid out here. Let's start. I have my nifty little glue gun to my side here. I'm going to start with this piece, and I have the back of this one. I'm just going to run some glue around here. Alright, and we are going to line this guy up with our crate here. So it looks like our little watermelons are sitting right on top. And then we have our watermelon tag, which we didn't do anything with. I like it just like this. I'm going to run some glue right across here. And we will throw this on the front of our little crate. Okay, so now we have some little ants. We have this big guy. I'm going to run a little glue on the back of him, and he's going to be, his little ant feet are going to be flush with the bottom of the crate. Okay, the bottom of the crate. Then we have our little watermelon. I'm going to put some glue on top of here, I think. And we will just plop this on first. So this is our watermelon rind that we painted. And then we have our little watermelon, the fruit. We're going to plop it right down inside of there. It's coming together. I have these little flowers, so I'm going to take one of them and I'm going to plop one right here. And then we have one, just putting glue on the back of them. I'm going to plop one over here. Okay, now we have another little ant, little itty bitty baby one. Let's get some glue on the back of him. And we will put him on top of our crate, flush with the top of our crate, right? Can y'all see? So cute. Okay, so I will set this aside. Now I'm going to do my tailgate. So for my tailgate, I have the word summertime, and I'm just going to run some glue randomly through that word. We want to move kind of quick. And we are going to line this up with the word summertime that's on the tailgate. Just like that. So now I have an ant, one ant left. I am going to plop this ant right on top of my M. Oh my goodness, so cute. And I have one little flower left. So I am going to plop this one right on top of my S. And then, last piece, we have our license plate, and we have the word sweet. As you guys can see, there are score lines, which are going to tell me where to put the word sweet. So I'm just going to take the back of the word and I'm going to run some glue over it. Doesn't have to be perfect. It's just a fun little craft. And I'm going to plop this down, lining it up with the score lines that are on the little license plate. So cute. So let's add some little final touches to our piece. I'm going to grab my itty bitty baby brush, and I'm going to pick up some black paint. We have to paint our little seeds on our watermelon. So when you order the kit, you will get both of these brushes, itty bitty baby brush, and also the medium brush. Just using these little score lines as a guide for where my seeds are supposed to go. Oops. Got a little crazy on that one. There we go. That's better. I'm going to clean that brush out. And now I'm going to add just some little highlighting details. I want to go around these watermelon. We're going to come up this side, do a line and some dots. So cute. Let's do, I'm going to do like the top of this. Do around this side. And the bottom. Alright. Ooh, let's do some on our little summertime license plate here. Coming around that curve. We'll go across the top here. Totally optional. If you want to skip this part, that's fine. I just like to add them to all of my projects. Coming around those corners. So cute. I love it. Alright, I'm going to grab some Velcro and I will show you guys how to assemble your Velcro onto your interchangeable truck. Alright, so here I have some Velcro stickies, okay, and I have one of my interchangeable truck pieces. You will need a truck if this is your first interchangeable set that you are painting, so you will have to order the black truck part. Now, to put my pieces together, this first one, the top piece, always just sits right down in the back of the truck, okay? The other pieces, the tailgate and the license plate, we have to use the little stickers for. So I'm going to take a sticker off and I'm going to match it soft to the scratchy, just like that. Plop it on there. I'm going to peel another one off, soft to the scratchy. So the sticky sides are up, right? Once those sticky sides are matched up, I'm going to take my little tailgate piece and I'm just going to push that down right on top of those Velcros. That way everything is lined up. So we can plop it right back on there. These pieces are so cute. Oh no, I'll have to touch up my little letter here. I'm going to do the same thing here. I'm putting the sticky side up, matching up the Velcro soft to the scratchy, and I'm just going to push down my license plate right on top. Let's touch up this little R. Now would also be a good time to add glitter if you wanted to add some glitter paint. My favorite glitter paint is the Folk Art Extreme Glitter. This is my favorite. It just turns out so well. It's great for snow, great for accenting your pieces. Perfect for all of it. All right, and now we have our summertime watermelon interchangeable truck pieces. Thanks for painting with me. I truly appreciate it. Subscribe if you haven't already. That way you are up to date on all of my project kits that I have coming out in the future. Thanks. Bye.